Hey everyone, it's Mindy Hahne, the Midwest premier sports handicapper, coming to you from TonySpix.com and the half of the morning show duo, The Morning Steam with Ramon Scott. But hope you enjoy this free pick video from our show. Be sure to click in the link in the description for our best bets. Now here is the pick.
We've got our Royals correspondent with us to give us the scoop. Let's get into the games today in the major leagues. Now, this one is a late afternoon game in Minnesota, and really just kind of one early game as far as the rest of the card and as far as Friday is concerned. I know Tony was saying, Mindy, on the show the other day when we were going off the air. I know two teams that don't play on Friday. Well, it's the Padres. Of course, they're heading to Mexico City to take on the Giants in a couple of games. I'll tell you this, folks, before I let Mindy go here and get on. The Padres and the Giants going down to Mexico. They're playing a couple of games in Mexico City. It's like Colorado. It's like Colorado on steroids, you guys. I mean, the Mexico City is like 2,000 feet higher than Coors Field. So maybe, I don't know if anybody wants to go that way, but I would say this. I mean, I think you're going to get a whirlwind of discussion on that topic alone about how we could see games that have 15, 16, 18 runs. I'm not calling that to be the case, Mindy, but if you think that is going to be the case, I promise you're going to want to get on those totals on that series. Maybe I could check it out and see. I don't know if they've started to date because those are, weekend games. And don't think, I'd pretty much get on it now, you guys, unless they're asleep at the wheel. I see DraftKings has it on the board. They have the total at 9. Doesn't make any sense. Maybe they're more expertish than I am. Not inventing more words. Inventing more words. The total apparently is 9 at DraftKings, 9 under 15. I don't know. That looks like a mistake to me. I don't think there's any difference between Colorado and Oklahoma City as far as setting the total. So
I think why is it not 13?
Maybe it's not going to go up. Maybe I don't know what don't know what's going on. I'm just basically thinking about, the altitude. All right, Mindy, let's go. Royals and Twins. Oh, that's something to consider because that line's going to be coming up on all the books here soon, and it's already up on DraftKings. And I don't think it's going to last long at 9. I think the public's going to feel like me and think it's going to be. So I don't know. I don't know if I meant to say, 15, 16, 18 runs, but especially the way the Padres are hitting. But I don't know. It might. All right, Mindy, go ahead.
Royals. All right. Well, thanks for looking out for us. I got the insider tip a day ahead of time. I like it. So for this one here today, the Royals, one of the worst teams in the big leagues here this season, only have one series win here thus far. Twins, on the other hand, lead in the AL Central. They've won 4 of their last 5 here. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and give this Royals team a chance here today. I'm going to take them plus 1.5 here on the run line. I just think they can keep pace. Lyles and Lopez, if we take a look at their splits, pretty right on, 5.84 to 5.44. Again, it's one of those that, Lyles has to keep the ball down. He has that high slugging percentage. So if he can do that, I'll feel pretty confident that this Royals team can hang in there.
All right. Yeah, we haven't seen the Royals win yet for Lyles, but maybe this will be the change, and I'll take the over in this one with these two teams, especially with Lyles in there. Minnesota obviously clicking pretty well right now. I'll take the over. Mindy's going to be on the Royals here. Get your comments ready on all these baseball games so we can whip through these. All right. Awesome, Jerome. That really was cool that you put those pictures up there too. Good seats, look like. Yeah. Corday taking 2.5 here. Blake's going to be on the other side. Mindy, he'll lay those. It's take some guts to be on the Royals, and that is Mindy's team. And we know, look, Mindy's not one of those just always coming out. She is quick to go against when the teams are not doing well. There's no doubt about that. Brent says he likes them to light up Lyles, if you will. Ziggy, though, with you here. Butterscotch going to go the other way. And I'm not, Butterscotch is great. We know he's a big time contributor. I don't care about stringing together some wins before I get on a team. I will get on a team, but not going to here with Mindy, I'm afraid. Parlay Jay says, watch out, Mindy. We got some rain here today. And maybe this one will be, maybe I can look at my weather here real quick as we roll on. But Howard here today. Twins run line. A lot of support, Twins run line, no doubt about it. I don't think Mindy was expecting anything less from the general public.
Right.
I'm just categorizing all of our expert chat. Here's another Twins run line. So Mindy on the Royals here today. Did you say run line though? Of course, Mindy on that.
Of course, yes. I don't think they'll get the outright win, but I think they can do some work here today.
All right, and Jerome here, Minnesota run line, Bionic, Minnesota run line. You guys, we get it. I'll take the over in this one. All right. Next up. Well, this is a good pitching matchup considering the way things have gone so far this season. How about the Cubs and Stroman and the Marlins and Luzardo? Yes, this is a good pitching matchup considering where we're at so far this season. I just want to update that. Royals, Twins, 10% risk, 10% risk of postponement, and the temperature in the low 40s, no doubt about it, showing precipitation at the beginning of the game, clearing up, then a little bit more precipitation. It's going to come and go. There looks like there will be some rain, whether or not I'll postpone the game. All right, Mindy. Cubs and Marlins, though, are next in this one. Go ahead. Yep.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that I like both of these pitchers so far. Stroman, we know, has been having a really nice year with that 0 ERA here on the road. It's one of those that I just think it's going to be more of the Marlins not being able to produce runs here. Chicago, on the other hand, has been really solid here offensively. Cubs are also playing really well on the road, right? 6-2 here so far. I'm going to go with the Cubs today. I'm going to take them minus what? 120? 115?
Yeah. And if anything, I mean, Luzardo has been terrific as well. He's been profitable so far this year, a little bit more profitable, I would say, than Stroman. Cubs here, he says, he's got the pitching rather even, and the Cubs have been hitting. Here's Cubs for Blake. Here's Cubs run line for Jerome. Scotch has it as a lock. Ziggy would go Marlins. So it's back and forth, I think. Well, no, I'm going to say it's almost all Cubbies. I think if you're on the Marlins with Ziggy in this one, you're on the minority side here, I would say. Look at all these. So, Mindy on a Friday. No, you don't, Corday. That's crazy. All right. Luzardo, no doubt, doing a great job so far when he's out there. And it looks like Matt says Cubs plus 1.5 and under 9 single game parlay. Or maybe there is an under 9. Maybe it's one of those boosty things that they have. I'm inventing words all over the place. Boosty.
You are totally on fire.
We'll take
Ramon dictionary.
Let's take the Cubs here. Corday is scoreboard 3.0. I want to know how I do on each day of the week. That's what it is. All right. Great job, you guys. Mindy was taking the Cubs. We're on the Cubs with Stroman. Yeah, maybe because those bats. I saw to me. Pitching maybe kind of even, and then the Marlins, they still have. Here's one more, Cubbies money line and under. Yeah, to me, maybe that's where I'd draw the line. I mean, maybe it's an even pitching option, but still have that Marlins bottom 3 or 4 offense against the Cubs offense that's probably top 5 or 6, I would say right now. The way the Cubs are starting to, uh, they're hitting. You're right, they are hitting. They are starting to hit, no doubt. All right, Mindy, the Orioles and the Tigers. It's the old Rodriguez rematch.
Right. I was like, when I saw that this morning, I'm like, I know we just had this.
And in this one, we got Orioles 125, 7.5 under 25.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Eduardo Rodriguez, he deserves probably a lot more credit than what he's been, getting here
Yeah,
this
not much
season.
run
I
support.
mean, I think I think this is going to be a close game here today. I think it's going to be, a pretty decent, pitching duel here. I'm going to go under the total of 7.5, especially with you got, like I said, Eduardo. I mean, what, 0 ERA on his split? I'm going to take the
No
under
run
here.
support at all for Eduardo. That's been a big problem. I mean,
Both of them,
Tigers.
average 11.7, Ks per 9 inning on the road and home. So I think it's going to be a good matchup today.
Yeah, and maybe I like the, uh, Eduardo probably a little bit better, even though Eduardo, like I said, no run support at all. I mean, that's if you just, and the Orioles have gotten some run support for their man Rodriguez, but uh, Detroit, that lineup is just, oh, well, they might have some good spots today here, but man, I just don't feel that comfortable with it. I'm going to have to take Baltimore on the road at this price. I think it might just be a price play for me. I don't mind Mindy. I mean, these two teams have definitely produced some unders. Um, but man, 7.5 under 25. I mean, uh, don't feel comfortable with that at all. Really, quite frankly, is the total itself. Especially when I saw openers that were 8 under 20. Now we're super juiced to 7.5. Could this one go off at 7 over? Are there 7 overs out there already? Let me pull that up because boy, that one just keeps going down and down and down. No, not necessarily. In fact, most of them are juiced at 7.5 under 20. So, all right. All right. I'm on the Orioles. Oh, let me get the chat in here real quick, Mindy. We got a Nerfy here. We've got uh, Orioles for Blake, Butterscotch on Baltimore, Ziggy's on the over. Couple of Nerfies here with Matt, with Brent. Bionic likes the Tigers. And Jerome on Detroit, Solo on the O's. So a little bit of mixed bag there in this one. And I'll take the Orioles. Mindy's on the under. All right, Mindy. When you got Rich Hill and you're on the road, you're a favorite, especially when only when you're playing the Washington Nationals, I guess. Here are the Pirates, $1.30, and the total 8.5 over -120. What you're going to see mostly, Mindy, from what I could tell, is most of these totals today have been going down. Not this one. This one's gone up.
Yeah, I think there's a reason why it will go up. I think it's this Pirates team. I mean, the talk of the major league here have pretty much won, I think, most of their series. I think the only one they've lost here, I think, was to the Dodgers, right? And Rich Hill, I mean, we talk about him in a kind of a negative way, but he's been, pretty stellar, I guess. Only allowing 4 runs over his last 3 outings now. He has only the 3.27 ERA on the road. Chad Kuhl's one, on the other hand, that's not been doing so great. 8.38 ERA at home, 7.36 overall, 0.432 slugging percentage against him. He's giving up the long ball. I think I'm going to go over that total, Ramon. I think that's where I got to go on this one. I think this one gets to 10 runs today. That's how I see it here. Going over the total on this one.
All right, Mindy, with the over here in this one. And I'm losing value quickly. Funny because, like I said, it was 8.5 under 15, but my opening numbers show that it was as high as 9 under 20. So could we be headed to 9? Is there some value in what Mindy is doing here in this one? I'm going to take the Nationals today at home. Give me, one chance with them here. Look, I mean, we all love the Pirates. They're terrific, 18-8 so far. The Nationals just 9-15. I'll be the one though. I'm going to take the Nationals today in this one with Cool. I know I'm going to be on an island here. Fernando's on the Pirates. Butterscotch says Pirates all day. Here's Blake on the Bucks. Ziggy with you here on the over. Brent says Pirates easy play. Over here, both teams are hitting. Yeah, don't forget the Nationals are starting to pick it up a little bit. I still got a bottom 5 or so, but the right-handed bats could be slotted pretty well. I almost wanted to get on this one with Mindy. The early steam came in on the under. I was already looking under, and then as the betting patterns started to come in, I started to think about the market. I started to shift to the over, but I still not 100% Mindy with you. So I'm undecided. Actually, I'm not going against you. I'm not pivoting. I'm not saving it for a premium. I'll just take the Nationals here. Hey, hello too. Welcome, BBB Ford. Great to have you today. New commenter, it looks like to me, but obviously it knows this stuff here. Posting a play. So Pirates money line, Nats just not strong enough right now. Burley says Pirates keep it going. This is a Scotch lock. Pittsburgh. Darren Bucks on the money line. This one definitely, Mindy, 45% chance that this one gets postponed. Neil says Pirates team total over. JB here today. Hello to Jay.
Good morning.
Yeah, Corday, good point. Says not enough value on the Nats. Taking them plus $1.05 or so. Maybe maybe I can get $1.10 on them in this one. And Mario's with me on Washington. Not going to find many on Washington today. I'm on Washington. Mindy's on the over. Oh, Castillo. Mariners and Blue Jays here. Mindy, Alec Manoah favored in this one. Blue Jays minus $1.15 or so. Could be a little bit more closely rated at some of these sharper books. The Blue Jays are the slightest of favorites right now against the Mariners. The total in this one, this is another one, though, that's going up. I mentioned these totals going down so far. Not this one, another one up. 8.5 over 25.
Yeah, and that's me. I was looking at going over here still in this one. It's getting close. It's one of those I have it at about 9 runs here. So yeah, I mean, it basically kind of comes down to Manoah, that 10 ERA that he has here at home. He does have 5.13 overall. Castillo's been playing pretty well. He just has the one loss there in extra innings, but it's the Blue Jays for me. They're still scoring runs. So are the Mariners. They each score over 5 runs of offense, but this Mariners team gives up 5 runs on defense here. Plus, that ERAs are in the bullpen hasn't been, especially great. I'm going to go over here, over the total 8.5.
Well, steam did come in on the over in this one, and 8.5 over 25. Let me take a look real quick. I mean, it could be seeing some 9s, I think, at this point. A couple books starting to pop up some 9s, heavily juiced, though. So most of them still at this point are 8.5 over, even maybe at minus 125. Mindy's going to be on the over in this one. Give me the Blue Jays today. I'll take them at home with Manoah. Going against Castillo. Manoah, let's take a look at what the chat has here. Yeah, I'm going to be pretty much, no, I see a little bit of support. Jay's with me here. Looks like he'll take Manoah. says that the Jays are producing the runs right now. Still, I think I've kind of supplanted the Jays over the Rays. Maybe the Jays with maybe the number one offense right now. What do you think, guys? They are hitting. The Jays are smashing. I think. So Brent says the Mariners. Maybe it's a pass. Seattle's a great dog. Um, Blue Jays tough at home, says Corday. Solo on the Jays. Going to see a big split here. I'm nearly in a pick'em game. So Jerome, Seattle, Bionic on the Mariners also. Maybe a little bit more support for the Mariners, and maybe the fade of Manoah still's on. I'm on Manoah. I'm on the Jays. Mindy's going to be on the over in this one. Here's the Braves and the Mets. And look at that price, Mindy. We know the Mets have been smashing. Peterson's had some issues, certainly. And Fried here on the road. Steam came in on the Braves. A little bit of steam came in on the under as well. And right now the Braves are down to minus 135. Maybe the instinct of the way my tone of voice, too, indicating that, I don't know, maybe I thought it was too high. Still got probably the better pitching on the road. You do got the Braves, but it's down to 135. Total 7.5 over 15.
Yeah, I just feel like with Fried and Peterson, I got to go under this total. They've both been pitching really well. 1.08 ERA for Fried on the road, 3.18 for Peterson at home. This Mets team has been the ones that are having the trouble scoring so far. Only averaging 3.63 runs of offense. But then if you take a look at where they've been defensively, they've been holding teams to 3.38. So that's something too. I think they can go ahead and keep this Braves team down a little bit. I'm going to go under the total. I have this one coming in around 6 today.
All right. I think we've got ourselves our first consensus. I'm going to go under in this one with a couple of left-handers, BBB Ford, who I'll just start to call Ford, if that's okay with Ford. Braves all day. Here's Ziggy in the Mets run line. Rocco says he wants the Braves minus a run. Brent's on the Braves. Darren's on the Braves. Butterscotch got plenty of locks today, it looks like. Let me get that up there. Big time support for Atlanta here. Jerome on Atlanta. Neil says the pen didn't look good last night for the Mets. Bionic. Braves. This is almost unanimous now all of a sudden for the Braves. Rocco's got a prop for us. There's Neil on the Braves. Corday says Braves late 2.5 and Braves first 5. So that's I was feeling Braves, starting to look at the Mets side now a little bit. Maybe I'm not sure on the side. Let's go on the total here.
Okay.
Mindy, definitely, Braves, probably top 3. If I'm throwing out my little ratings, I mean, mix them up there a little bit. Jays, Braves, Rays. These are the offenses right now that I have at the top of the league. How about you guys? All right, Mindy, we're on the under in this one at 7.5. Yeah, there were some 8s out there overnight.
Okay.
Guardians and the Red Sox here. You got Shane Bieber, favorite on the road, at about $1.25 now, 8.5 over 15.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and go over the total here in this one again today. I think this one's a pretty, closely rated matchup, especially because I've been, waiting for this Guardians team to kind of, go ahead and get going offensively. I think today might be one of those days that they can go ahead and get this done versus Pavetta with that 7 ERA, 7.78 overall. Bieber, we know he has a pretty decent ERA here, but the Red Sox have been scoring 5.77 runs of offense here. Also, if I take a look at, the bullpens, they've been doing just okay, for me. Still walking too many batters. I'm going to go ahead and go over the total 8.5 here in this one.
Well, I do have two teams that definitely put some overs on the board. Steam did come in on the under, but that hasn't really affected things too much. They steamed up, I think, actually probably at 9 last night. It might have been a kind of old. See when that move came in, and if it was indeed at 9, because let's see. Yeah, so gives you a pretty fair price actually with that over in this one. So I'm gonna take the Red Sox here at home as a dog with Pavetta. Uh, Bieber certainly, yeah, maybe a little bit of lack of run support as well, but hasn't been overwhelming, I don't think. And Boston, top 10 lineup, certainly. Pretty good situation here, I would think, also for Cleveland's lineup today against Pavetta. But I'm going to trust this Red Sox lineup with the way Devers is performing currently, and the fact that I'm getting plus money at home, plus $1.10 or so. I'm going to take the Red Sox here. Rocco's leaning Red Sox. Here's Butterscotch. I'm certainly concerned about the Guardians' offense. Yeah, I mean they're probably 20th or so in my rankings. Looks like Peasy's got some Euro baskets today. Brent's on the Red Sox. Bionic on the Red Sox. Boston's rolling, says Verley. J. Peasy, Red Sox. Okay, good. I thought, Bieber's pretty, we expect him maybe a little better. So I wasn't sure that I'd get a lot of support here, but I'm on the Red Sox. Mindy's on the over. Here's those Rays taking on the White Sox today. The Rays, big favorite to get on the road. Feels a little dirty. Keep going back to them, to keep the premiums rolling. But, well, what can you do? I mean, you just try to pick winners. They are down to $1.45 here, but still pretty brisk road favorite against Giolito. They're still the Rays. They're the best team in the league record-wise. A 145, 8.5 over 15 still.
Yeah, I mean, they opened at minus 160. Now they're minus 145. So maybe a little bit of money on the White Sox. I don't really, see it that way today. I'm going to take the Rays here again today. Still loving where they are offensively, right? They've won 6 of their last 8 games, 3 of their last 4 road games. They scored 20 runs in their last 3 road games as well. So, I mean, I just expect them to play well here again today. It's one of those, I didn't initially like that price at 160. For me, it's getting a little bit better at 145. So going with the Rays today.
Yeah, let's get it now. I mean, I feel like it might go back up. They feel like a public side in this one. I would think some big-time matchups for some of these bats against Giolito. Yandy at the top of the lineup, Rosarena, Paredes also. So I'm with you, Mindy. Let's do it again. Like I said, I mean, I guess you just keep going to them. I mean, right. I think they could certainly be a bigger favorite than 145 here. The way the White Sox have been going right now, it's sad what's going on with the White Sox. So let's take the Rays with Bionic. Butterscotch has a lot. He's got a lot of. We might as well just take these Scotch locks and parlay them all together.
I mean, why not? It seems like it's in line, right?
Rays in the over here for Neil. Rays team total over for Peasy. Ziggy would take the Rays. Brent's on the Rays on the run line. Lots of Rays support here. Let's take them. We're on the Rays. All right. Yankees, Rangers in this one. Rangers, big time. If you ever want to take the Yankees at plus $1.75 or so, this is your day. Maybe even higher. Rangers, a $2 favorite here, Mindy, and this total is 7.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that I kind of feel like this, pitching today is a little bit of a mismatch, but then I know that these teams offensively, they can put up pretty wild numbers here as well. I'm still going to go ahead and go over the total today. I have this one coming in around 9 or so. Most of that is the Yankees scoring 5 runs a game. The Rangers are at like 7 runs a game. Each of these teams give up 4 runs a game. They do have some nice bullpens, so we don't have to worry about that so much. Or I mean, maybe I do to get over the total, but I just think there's going to be a lot of offense early here in this one, even though I give DeGrom the advantage here a little bit in this one.
All right, Mindy, on the over in this one. Feels tough because I want to be on Texas here, and you almost have to get involved almost with a run line at this point. At 205 and still a low total. So that's a little bit tough, but let's see what the chat's going to do. We have Fernando on the Yankees. Here's Neil, Texas, and over. Butterscotch, Texas, team total over. Ziggy will lay the run line here. I'll lay the run line as well. Feels a little bit, uncomfortable, but so far, Schmidt, they haven't really been good with him. Here's Bionic on the run line. So I guess if we got some chat members doing it, I can do it too. And I'll do it here on the show. I will take the Rangers on the run line, even money. I think even you might even be able to get a little better than that. I'm showing it right now at plus $1.05 or so at some books. So let's go ahead and take the Rangers for me. Mindy's on the over in this one. Rangers run line for me. Make it clear.
Sure.
And the Phillies take on the Astros in this one. Hey, it's a big matchup. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but it's still a great matchup considering maybe expectations. But right now, Phillies are just 500. Astros have found their way to 14-11. Nola and Framber. Astros down to $1.40, 7.5 under 20.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of a playoff game or something here. It kind of reminds me of last year. But I'm going to go ahead and go over this total of it's still 7.5, right? I'm going to go over this total here again today. You got Nola here with that 5.75 ERA. You got this Phillies team and this Astros team putting up 5 runs of offense. So each of them been doing pretty well. And we know this Phillies bullpen just kind of really hasn't been so great, giving up a 5 ERA, 10 home runs this season. Still have 100 strikeouts, but 45 walks. That's just too many for me. I'm going to go over the total.
A couple of teams have definitely been producing on some overs so far this season. And, I did see some openers here that were juiced up 7 to the over, and now it's 7.5. So maybe the public kind of feeling what Mindy's talking about here. Ziggy would go Astros. Ford says Astros money line easy. And Bionic on the Astros. Butterscotch says over in this one. Agreeing with Mindy here. And I'm going to be a little contrarian today, it looks like. I think, let's see here. All right, Mindy, this might be. I'm going to take the Phils on the road here today with Nola to spring an upset. Mostly going on the fact that I just like the lineup of the Phillies right now a little bit better. I still have the Phillies probably at number 5 or so offensively in the league.
Okay.
Yep. And they have not been at full strength. We know that. So sure. I like the way they've been hitting. Good pitching matchup, obviously. It's supposed to be a good pitching matchup. Maybe we haven't seen the best from these guys so far. Blake on the over. We saw Butterscotch on the over with you. I'll take the Phillies in this one at the plus $1.25, $1.20 or so it looks like on the screen. Hello to Kevin Carty here with us today. He's on Houston and the over. I'll be on the Phillies. Mindy's on the over. Yeah, I get it, Corday. But I think that Nola can have a lot of advantages actually there if he can just find himself right now a little bit. Okay, Mindy, here's the Angels and the Brewers. Wade Miley at home, $1.35 now, 9 over 20. This total's going up.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be, an interesting game. Two pitchers that are probably maybe going a little bit in different directions, I would say. Miley, you could say he's off to one of his best starts of his, career, 1.96 ERA. Anderson, he's, struggled a little bit here. He's got that ERA sitting at about 7. But again, if I take a look at Tyler Anderson, though, he still has a 34.3 K rate. So there's something to be said for that. I don't necessarily, I think that ERA right now is a little bit of an anomaly away. He does have a 5.4. I'm going to go ahead and go under the total. I expect Miley again to have a really good day. And again, I think Tyler Anderson can get back into form from where he's been. I'm going to go under that total.
I'm going to agree with you in this one, Mindy. I think that we might see good performances from these left-handers in this one. I would think that Anderson can handle. I expect him to surprise a little bit here. Even I think the Angels have a chance to. Steam came in on Milwaukee. I mean, I might find my way to the Angels, but I'll take the under with you in this one. Let's roll through and see what the chat has to say. A lot of support here for the Brewers. There's
Sure.
Bionic on the Brewers, Blake on the Brewers, Ziggy on the Brewers. Butterscotch says it's going to be tough for the Angels to be able to do this considering what's going on. Yeah, well, I don't know.
I know you said you like the Angels today.
Well, the team came in on the Brewers. I'd have to fade these guys a little bit to get on the Angels, and I don't know if that'll be the case just yet. So I'll take the under with you. I do like under in this one. All right. Thanks for the picks, everybody. Here comes the Diamondbacks against the Rockies. Arizona on the road, $1.20, down to $1.20. So maybe some action here on the Rockies. And this total has continued to drop as well. Right now, it is 11 flat.
Oh, goodness. 11 flat. Well, I'm going to go under. in this one today. Merrill Kelly, if I take a look at where he's been, 0.93 ERA here on the road. So he's been able to, keep him down. I think he might be able to do that again here today. Freeland, he's been a little bit worse, I would say, as a home pitcher, 5.28 ERA. But yet he has been, holding his opponents to no home runs when he's had his home starts here. So I'm going to go under the total. I have it coming in around 8 or 9. So I think we're okay here today.
That sounds like a premium from Mindy Hahne in this one. I don't know. I look at Arizona's maybe pretty public side, and I don't know if I want to necessarily be. I've been touting these public sides a little bit, but I'm going to give the Rockies a chance here. I'm probably going to be on them. Let's see what the chat has to say. Here's Corday immediately on the Diamondbacks. Lay the run and a half. Ziggy would take the under with you in this one. Bionic says Rockies run line. I'm just going to take them on the money line. I'll take the Rockies here at home. Brent says he's on the Diamondbacks. I think I'm on some of these teams that some of our chat aren't today. Ziggy said under. Yeah, we said that. Got that. All right, Mindy. Mindy's on the under. I'm on the Rockies today. Can't lose them all. Got to find some spots. All right. Well, this one, we didn't quite see this line for quite a while. At least on the overnights, there was nothing to be had. But now we see it, and now I'm showing. Of course, I have it. If I'm not, I have it wrong there, don't I? The Athletics. Let me fix that, Mindy, because I got news for you.
News?
Yep.
What kind of news?
I'll tell you in just a second here. As soon as I put the right.
I don't like to wait.
Yeah, of course it's not the Astros. That was just a typo. All right, Mindy. The Oakland Athletics are at a pick'em today at home. That's the news. I mean, the woeful A's. Now, granted, they are playing the Reds, so maybe you've got somebody they can beat. The A's are favored, or no, I'm sorry, a pick'em right now at home. Total 8.5 over 25. So I don't know. It's not really news, but I'm just pointing out that the woeful A's are in a pick'em tonight at home against the Reds.
And then we have Moeller for the A's, right?
Yeah, that one we had that part we had right.
That part we had right, but they put in, Sessa here because they didn't have anything on the early overnight. Yeah, it's one of those like Sessa's the one he has that terrible ERA. I think it's still again a little bit deceiving. He was hammered that first start, but has been pretty good. The rest of his performances. I like where the Reds are right now, especially the bullpen. Right, they're 3.4 ERA here, 5 saves. The A's, on the other hand, still have that 6.81 ERA, 3 saves. They've given up 79 earned runs. I'm going to take the Reds here on the road to get this one today.
All right, Mindy on the Reds on this one. Maybe the A's are a sharp side today. I don't know. They're a pick 'em here against the Reds, folks. You want to go against a team that's 5-21 here and get them at a pick 'em. This is your opportunity. Here comes some plays. Let's see what we got. We got Butterscotch says Oakland. Blake says Oakland first 5. Neil says over, over, over. Steam came in on the over, by the way. And Ziggy says the line tells you to pick Oakland. Bionic says, I'm going to stick with Mindy in this one. Take the Reds 10-15. They're not, definitely not a terrific club. We know that. John Holland here today. Good to see John. And he says A's first 5. Here's another, and almost a copy and paste here with Ford. He says over, over, over.
Right.
Is it 9 yet? Because I want to go. I'm going to be, just to let you go, I'm going on the under. I'm going to fade. I'm not fading Neil and Ford to fade them. I'm going on the under in this game. Corday, Reds run line. Kevin Carty, Oakland first 5. Interesting, Mindy. There's a lot of support, I would say, for Oakland in the chat here today, despite how bad things have been going. It seems like they're actually kind of popular with some of the public. I was thinking the Reds would be an obvious public side.
Yeah.
All right.
I wanted to be obvious.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, obviously there is going to be some obvious that there'll be some support at the window for the Athletics today.
Right.
But we do have, but our chat, our chat, these are some, these are expert cappers.
Right.
This is hardcore capping. So, okay.
Corday had good info there. A's 4-10 last year versus a fave, or as a fave, losing by 2 runs or more.
Okay. Oh. All right, here we go, Mindy. Last game, Cardinals and Dodgers. In this one, I'm showing that the Dodgers are favored, but only $1.35 now, which may be a discount off the opener, but it's gone up from $1.30 at the low point, it looks like. So the total here is 8.5 over 20.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting to see, what, Scotch was going to say about this one. If he was, still saying the Cardinals are going to be trashed in this one, because I have the Cardinals here. I'm going to take them on the money line here, getting a little bit of plus money. These 2 bullpens have just been really terrible as of late. If you take a look at the Dodgers, 7.71 ERA, Cardinals 6.62 ERA. I mean, this is just pretty awful, but these starting pitchers have been faring here pretty well. I'm just going to go ahead and, the bullpen right now, the edge goes to this Cardinals team. They do have the 3.99 ERA compared to that 5.32. It's one of those that I just think the Cardinals get it done here today. I'm going to take them on the money line.
I've got the Cardinals. Let's take the Cardinals, Mindy, and put one more up there for us, for you to add to the list. And John says you can't trust these Cardinals right now at 10-16. I know. Yeah. There's the Cardinals. You still got, pretty solid lineup in there. Dustin May, definitely want to see more from May. I'm going to take the Cardinals in this one. I know we're not going to get much support, Mindy, but we're on them. We are on them, that's for sure. So Kevin says, take the over. That's your best bet. And I think I can't disagree with him there. In fact, you might even see that one make the card. We'll see. All right. Thanks, everybody, for a great show. Thank you.
Even got like Freddie Freeman. What does it say? 4-13 versus Flaherty. So should be a good matchup. I'm excited for this game.
Darren on the Dodgers, Ziggy on the Dodgers. Big time going against us here, Mindy. So if we lose, we just won't say anything. And if we win, we'll come in here saying we told you all to take the Cardinals. They are a mess, no doubt. So we're on them. We're on them.
So thanks for watching, and make sure you get over to the Tony'sPicks.com website right now and check out our All Cappers tab where you can purchase some of our own personal picks. And be sure to go ahead and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Okay, have fun. Watch another video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.